Welcome, beautiful people, to another exciting time of interesting Bible story. Today, we are going to be looking at the man called Nehemiah. But before we start, please do well to subscribe to our channel to encourage us to do more videos. Also, like and share this video. Let's start. Some time ago, the beautiful city of Jerusalem, God's city, lay in ruins, as you can see in the picture. The walls were broken, the gates were burned. The people living there were afraid, tired, and discouraged. But far away, in a royal palace in Persia, was a man named Nehemiah. He wasn't a warrior, a priest, or a builder. He was a cupbearer, a servant who tasted the king's wine to make sure it wasn't poisoned. But Nehemiah's heart wasn't in the palace. It was in Jerusalem, with his people and with his God. So when he received messengers from Judah, sitting on his throne, he asked them,
"How is Jerusalem? How are the people doing?" And one of them replied sadly, saying,
The walls are broken down, the gates are burned, and the people are in deep trouble.
When Nehemiah heard this, he cried. Then he prayed,
"O Lord, God of heaven, forgive us for turning away from you. Please help me talk to the king. Please give me favor."
He prayed for many days, asking God the same thing, forgiveness for his people, and guidance to him on how to get favor from the king. Nehemiah then summoned the courage and stood before King Artaxerxes, his posture betraying a hidden sorrow. King Artaxerxes observed Nehemiah, his brow furrowed with concern, and asked him, saying,
"Nehemiah, why do you look so sad? You're not sick. This must be sadness of heart."
Before the imposing King Artaxerxes, Nehemiah steeled himself, his breath a visible testament to his inner turmoil. Nehemiah's voice trembles as he speaks.
"May the king live forever. How can I not be sad when the city of my ancestors lies in ruins?"
King Artaxerxes responded with a commanding tone.
"What do you want?"
Nehemiah silently prayed again, then boldly spoke. He tried to put himself together before speaking. His voice trembled slightly as he spoke, saying,
"Please, send me to rebuild Jerusalem, and may I have letters for safe travel and timber for building?"
Amazingly, the king said yes, and even gave him army officers for protection. It was an amazing miracle to Nehemiah as he journeyed through the vast landscape on the way towards Jerusalem. His gaze was fixed, determination etched on his face. He remained focused on the path ahead. When Nehemiah arrived in Jerusalem, he didn't tell anyone his plans. He got up at night and rode around the city to inspect the broken walls. Under the stark moonlight, Nehemiah walked among the ruins, his sandals echoing on the stones. He surveyed the piles of rubble, shadows stretching long and bleak. Then he lamented to himself, saying,
"The walls, the gates, everything is in ruins, but with God's help, we can rebuild." The next morning, Nehemiah gathered the leaders and people and addressed them, saying, "You see the trouble we're in. Jerusalem is broken and ashamed, but let's rebuild the wall so we're no longer a disgrace. God's hand has been with me, and the king supports us."
His voice rang like a bell through the congregation as he urged them to join him to rebuild the wall. It was a moment of hope as he assured them of God's hand with them and the king's support. So, the people shouted in support,
Let's start building. Let's start building. Let's start building.
And so, the work began. Families, priests, merchants, everyone joined in. Each person built the part of the wall closest to their home. The people kept roaring, "Let's start building! Let's start building! Let's start building!" But not everybody was happy. Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem stood, their faces contorted with anger as they surveyed the construction site. Their eyes scanned the workers below, filled with disdain. Then Sanballat's voice dripped with scorn.
"What are these weak Jews doing? Are they going to finish it in a day?
Tobiah stood high, his laughter mocking the rebuilding efforts.
That echoed through the valley.
Nehemiah, undeterred, his face hardened with resolve, watched the workers, focused on the wall rising before him. He didn't argue. He prayed. Then Tobiah's voice rang out, laced with scorn, saying,
Even a fox could break down their wall.
Nehemiah, his voice a low rumble of defiance, declares,
Hear us, our God. They're mocking us, but we will keep building.
Amidst the construction, a symphony of determination echoed as the people united, tools in hand, swords at their sides. Each swing of the hammer, each stone laid, resonated with the collective will to rebuild and defend. The air crackled with the energy of a community reborn, their spirits unyielding in the face of adversity. Under the relentless sun, enemies weaved their dark schemes. Nehemiah, vigilant, positioned his guards, fortifying the city's resolve. The people, ever watchful, stood ready, their eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of threat. Jerusalem thrived with life, yet a heavy unease permeated every corner. Nehemiah stood tall, his voice echoing with unwavering resolve. He gestured towards the workers, his eyes burning with fierce determination.
Don't be afraid. Remember the Lord, who is great and powerful. Fight for your families and your homes.
Jerusalem awoke to a symphony of united labor, hammers echoing against stone as the city rose, muscles strained, and brows furrowed as men lifted heavy blocks, their determination etched in every movement. Children stood watching, their eyes wide with pride as they witnessed the collective effort shaping their world. A community united, their purpose clear as they collectively transformed the landscape, brick by brick. The enemies didn't give up. They tried trickery instead. They sent a messenger, and when he arrived, he extended a sealed letter, which read,
Nehemiah, come meet us in the valley of Ono.
Nehemiah's eyes narrowed, sensing danger, as he guessed correctly, saying,
They're trying to harm me.
So he refused to go. Rather, he prayed. They tried 4 times, but he replied them, saying,
I'm doing a great work. I can't come down. Then they sent lies to scare the people. Even tried to get Nehemiah to sin. But Nehemiah prayed the more, saying, God, strengthen my hands.
Nehemiah remained steadfast, an unshakable resolve etched into his posture. And after just 52 days, the wall was finished. The final stone was placed, completing the wall. Trumpets sounded, their echoes resonating throughout the city. The people cheered, a joyous chorus rising to the heavens. Nehemiah looked at the wall, a smile spreading across his face. Around him, workers celebrated, their faces radiant with joy and accomplishment as he declared with conviction,
This was God's work. He gave us strength. That's why we didn't stop.
The enemies were shocked. They realized God had helped his people. Disbelief etched deeply into their faces. A chilling realization dawned. God has intervened. Nehemiah wasn't a soldier or a king. He was just a man with a broken heart and a prayer. But he cared. He acted. He trusted God. And because of that, a whole city was rebuilt. Maybe your wall is different. Maybe it's a broken friendship, a hurting community, or something hard in your life. But remember, with prayer, courage, and teamwork, God can rebuild anything. So, what will you build today? This is the end of this episode. Please do well to subscribe, like, and share the video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.